So I've got a hobby question here, and I've been doing a little bit of research on the internet. I see yes, I see no. I played it safe, and I figured, you know what? I'll kick it out to you guys here in the channel who have a little bit more experience with 3D printing. And we're looking at some BattleTech models here, but ideally this would apply to any type of 3D printed models. Now I have to say, you know how this goes if you're a BattleTech player. And if you're new to BattleTech, let me give you a little bit of a warning. This project, and we've got some terrain updates and some other Hex City updates from Death Ray Designs that I've been working on. This is kind of how the project goes. You pick out 4, 5, 6 mechs, a nice little starter lance. And then you get some other ideas, and there's a couple other mechs in your shopping cart. And then things grow a little bit bigger. And then you say to yourself, well, I need some more variety, because what if a friend comes over to play and they don't have their mechs? Then you're like 10 or 15 mechs in, and you're like, you know what? Let's do like another lance. Or what if I need that recon lance? I need an urban mech. There's a couple of machines here. The Irby, the Hunchback, the Banshee. I love the Banshee. Next thing you know, it's just the project's completely out of control, and it is where it is. And this is a project that I'm working on, ideally, to be able to fit a bunch of lances, fit some terrain, fit everything for BattleTech into a box, and bring it to me to play at the clubs as things kind of open up and we have a little bit more mobility and freedom to play with other players. So I wanted to position myself really, really well. That's the scope of the project, and I'm pushing up videos and previous videos to the BattleTech Project 2021 playlist on my channel. Now that the intro is over, this is the question regarding 3D printed mechs. Do you have to wash them before you prime them? Now, I played it safe, and I did. I just used a little bit of soap and water. I really don't know. Not from the perspective of looking at resin models or certain kind of plastic models where they have the mold release, or they're this kind of rubbery plastic where ideally you need to wash them to get that mold release, to get that stuff off of it. And then from there, a very light primer followed by a heavier primer, almost a prep. I damaged some of my Descent first edition miniatures, not knowing. I just primed them up. I thought that they were kind of like Games Workshop miniatures, or I'm not really sure what I was thinking, but the quality was a little bit kind of a soft, not rubber, but a softer type plastic. And as I started to paint them, the primer and the paint started to peel off. And that's when I realized I had to strip them, really give them a wash, and give them multiple coats. So I didn't want to make this mistake working in the plastics, because previously all of my BattleTech miniatures have been the old school metal ones or the Catalyst sets, and I really didn't wash and give them a bath. But moving into this project being 3D printed, what is the resin, or what is the material used in these? And I guess it really depends. So just out of curiosity, and I see some things on the internet that say, yes, absolutely, you should wash them, get that kind of print release off. Other sites are like, no, there's no reason to, because it's a completely different medium. Your thoughts on it, and those of you who have painted up or have had the chance to hobby up some 3D printed miniatures, yes or no? I guess we should do a quick flyover here. Longbow, auto include. Banshee, auto include. Hunchback, auto include. We've got the Griffin there, auto include. Old school Orion, not Orion, excuse me. Thunderbolt, auto include. We've got the Irby, need the Irby in there. Got the King Crab. We've got Wolverine, Battlemaster, Orion, Archer, and Rifleman. Those were going to be auto includes. Old school Griffin, Stalker. This was one of them. This is how these things go, right? I'm looking to build some lances. I have easily 4 Stalkers. I have 4 mercenary companies, and I have a Stalker in each one because I love the Stalker so much. I don't need more Stalkers. I've got enough. But I'm going to paint these guys up, model them differently, and I'm like, what if I feel like playing a Stalker? So that's why we have the Stalker. I've also got a Crusader in here, which was interesting because I don't have a Crusader in any of my other collections. There's a couple of machines that my good friends of mine that play Battletech, they always play. We all have our favorite mechs. So I always felt with the King Crab, with the Jenner, although I have Jenners, and with the Crusader, that's kind of their territory. I didn't want to kind of move into it, but building these lances, I'm like, you know what? We're going to do it. We're going to move into it. So I'm going to let these guys kind of air dry off a little bit, and then we'll jump in with some more hobby, more to come.